Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Terry.
Good morning.
Hi, Sally.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Natural breath, natural energy. This is the meditation. I love it if you don't start meditating. Just beautifully present. This is the meditation of our lives. What was that again? Meditation is not the enhancement of our life, but our life is the enhancement of the meditation. So just feel that this is the natural state, what it feels like to be you. So today I'm going to play a little bit with what we talked about a couple weeks ago, the healing the inner child or the wounded child. So there will be a little bit of that flow. So of course, if that isn't feeling natural for you right now, or if you just came here to do your usual Sochen practice or whatever practice you have, you just do it. And if my babbling voice is a little bit much, you can even switch off the sound to stay with us, be with us. The most important part is that we get together here, right? Or let my voice just be the sounding. And you don't even have to particularize anything. You just pick up little things and play with it, or follow along, because I'm going to play with, our healing our history. So whatever manifests in this moment today, whatever practice it is, we bring our love to it. So when we bring our love to it, our loving, patient, awakened awareness to whatever our practice is or what appears in our lives, then in a way, our sense of our history actually changes. We're changing our past and changing our future, since they don't exist anyway. So right now in this very moment, when the mind and the heart are wide open, everything flows easier. Every time our heart awakens into the present moment, love and joy and compassion are immediately just right there. So let's take a breath on that and really feel into what it feels like to be you today. Really feel into it, but not particularizing, just the totality, a metacognitive like snapshot of the whole, of the completeness of being and its radiance. It's the radiance being what it feels like to be you. How beautiful is that? No matter what story you would tell me of it not being so beautiful. And what can the heart do in that moment, in that instant, but open? So in this mystical path, or this beautiful path of being in the presence of awareness, knowingly, lovingly, many forms of pain or stuckness will dissolve when they are held in this non-ordinary awareness, and ultimately the most ordinary awareness. So really, let's step out of autopilot and come into presence, and don't meditate unless meditation is what you wish to do right now. So meditate however you wish, but come into your life. Like we could ever step out of our lives, but step out of the narrative of incompleteness. So indeed, we practice here the continuity of the knowing of being deliberately, lovingly. And we don't want to disconnect the spontaneous, luminous presence from just simply experiencing what it feels like to be us right now. And from this open perspective, the spacious freedom of the boundless Buddha mind on your seat So being the presence of awareness knowingly equals love. So we'll take refuge a little bit right now, and then you stay in beautiful presence while I kind of talk through this little plan I have about how to embrace everything that we are in our whole history. May all beings possess happiness and the inner causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the inner causes of suffering. May all beings remain undivided from the sacred joy, which is free from suffering. May all beings come to rest in great peace and equanimity beyond attachment and aversion to friends, enemies, or strangers. I and all beings are Buddha. Knowing this to be true, we give rise to the awakened mind of supreme enlightenment right now. In the empty and open essence, the radiantly lucid nature, and the manifesting compassionate responsiveness, we take refuge by recognizing and resting in this threefold innate Buddha-ness that is the true nature of mind. So let's take a breath together. Just be with us fully. So some of us might have not heard enough in our lives, I love you. So right now, just you being here with us, we sincerely wish you to be happy. Just feel into the innocence of your heart. And its ever wish for happiness. So really take a breath. And let awareness descend from its apparent location behind the eyes. Take it out of the head, the office, let it descend, and take a seat home. If it had a home, the every-awareness home, but for now the locus, the heart. Feel that wish for happiness and its maturation, the happiness of all beings. And the main reason for this practice is not just right now, it's maybe something you can play with a little bit every day. The main reason for this practice is the healing of the inner wounded child within. So we may not pass it on. One of the purposes of the yogi path is to play with the shadow work too, bringing all hidden pain into the open. But also forgive the painful actions and inactions of those that held us when we were children, realizing they were children too, that were maybe not always held enough or not at all. Feeling into all beings having been children. Just playing with innocence, noticing that pure innocence within our hearts. So just stay in open presence. And then we will first meditate a little bit into our open awakefulness presence practice, and then we will hold the simultaneous or synchronous mind, the co-arising mind, holding the whatever visualization we do in the boundless awareness. We actually are going to hold boundless, we're actually going to hold the boundless awareness perspective while being in a deliberate embrace with our inner child. And we're not going to get detailed about all the dynamics and stories of our childhood. We're just going to hold the child in our usual boundless loving light of awareness embrace. We will maybe say some loving things, but mostly we will listen deeply and make the child hear the most important words a child of any age can hear. I see you, I hear you, and I love you. So maybe some of us were raised in an environment where emotions were seen as weakness. So we can make any child feel like they aren't lovable or worthy of love. So that's why it's very important to show that inner innocence or child or naked goodness. Show it our appreciation and our recognition. Maybe at first it might feel like it indeed inauthentic, but over time you may start to feel a little bit comfortable about it and become more okay with the concept of loving yourself unconditionally, deliberately. No matter what you feel about it right now, your inner child deserves to be reminded of your love. And maybe we start noticing the implicit or subconscious unkind voice. Maybe the never good enough, nearly cruel voice. Let's take a breath together. And come to rest in the natural great perfection, the always good enough perspective. All things that were done in your life, all experience, everything that happened, all pointed to this very moment. And it's completely full and rich, wonderful. This is you, your life, just the way it is, fully accepted. Nothing needs to be added. So a lot of this is inspired by Thich Nhat Hanh. He did wonderful meditations that way too. And he says, the cry we hear from deep in our hearts comes from the wounded child within. Healing this inner child's pain will transform negative emotions. We all remember being children, being mostly fearless. We were all born fully awakened. And we started gathering self-perceptions and slowly became more and more separated from that initial innocence. From that deep feeling that life could be all and everything. There was a loss there. With every bit of conditioning, our experience of life, which originally embraced all experience, slowly shrunk to ever deepening, limiting beliefs of our own mind and self. This contracted development is unavoidable in the Western world. We come from a long lineage of neglecting the inner innocence. And so we keep moving away from our original state of enlightenment and enter a ceaseless flow of self-deception. We all feel this longing towards this long-lost innocence and goodness of lighthearted, open awareness. And we turn home to let go of the limiting daydream of who we are not and regain our original playful state. This is when the passage of unlearning begins, the journey to learn to fly, flying freely in the open, spacious boundlessness of being, and transcend the clouds that have been veiling our light-hearted, spacious experience of life. It's this longing for the inner paradise lost that brings us to the space with each other to collectively walk each other home into our own hearts. So thank you so much for coming to this space. No matter how far you come along in whatever I'm playing with, you just being here is so appreciated and complete, and is a collective movement to world peace. So we find our authentic self with a capital S, the state of enlightenment right now. So that journey into freedom can be perplexing. Kind of, I am nothing, empty. What am I really? And yet remembering this state of nothingness or openness was the essence of freedom during our childhood. As children, we were free of having to give everything meaning and free of the burden of expectations. We experienced life as an adventure. So we are going to regain that free-flowing, playful, childlike openness by really, again, feeling into our hearts. So in every moment, as the grown-up that we are right now, we also experience that inner child in its playful innocence and in its wounded perspective, and it informs how we interact with our environment and might mute our capacity for sharing our love, starting with the neglect of our own inner radiant, innocent child. Let's take a breath together. So here we go into our usual open, spacious Sochen perspective, or any non-dual tradition perspective, space mingling. So either with the eyes open or closed, gaze into the surrounding open, empty space, the limitless, empty, open space that saturates everything. Please notice that this space of awareness does not shift or change. It's invariable and not subject to time. It's ever present and shines with the light of being and the knowing of being. Ever present. Love, joy, wisdom, and peace ever present within our beingness as a soft flow of an absence of lack. And now allow awareness to be boundless, just in all directions. Awareness extends, boundless without periphery. And in every awareness, a center that is everywhere. No within, no without, or everything within. And let's just sit for a few minutes in this open, spacious, radiating love perspective. Letting things come and go. Just being the space to which the thoughts move. Let them be, let them arise, let them dissolve. Yet always, I'm here. In this space of here-ness, everything's safe. Welcome home. If you wish, let's take a breath together. And be even more aware. Brighten the mind. And if you're a little distracted, just know it's the beautiful creativity of your mind. No longer seeing thoughts as a distraction, but an opportunity to bounce right back into I am that which knows my thoughts. I'm that which knows my emotions. Yet I'm never harmed, altered, changed, improved by them. Just come to rest again in the completeness and wholeness of being. All thoughts are my friends. Dilgokiansi says, everything is naturally perfect, just as it is. Longchenpa says, it is perfection of all in that whatever appears is completely perfect. Now maybe close your eyes if you're doing open-eyed meditation. Look into the radiance, the colors that go into the radiance. Be the wide open field of indeed completeness, boundless wholeness. The boundless space of ever freedom. Whatever arises, relax. Relax attention. Yet brightfully present, non-distracted. And start with allowing to feel some gratitude for having brought yourself to this space with us and in the space of your own heart, while you realize all the lost beings around us never knowing this space, never giving themselves a moment of time to pay attention to their true essence. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me here. Thank you, all beings that went before me, that somehow inspired this moment right now. So I'm paying attention at a level that 99% of humanity will not know. It's not a small thing. This is amazing. Truly, welcome home. So let that inspire you and feel indeed that goodness, that innocence in your heart, that childlike playfulness that will never dim in your heart when you pay attention to it. Let love be your beacon to the liberation from the narrative of who you think you are not. So while you're holding this perspective of the being the field of boundless awareness lovingly, indeed allow the visualization of yourself as a small child, maybe around 5 years old, to appear. It doesn't have to be very detailed. Just the intent is already complete. Some of us have more visual minds than others. And just look upon the child standing in front of you, which is you, and just smile. Just smile at the child. Like you have smiled at other children in your life and you felt a lot. This time, you are the child. How wonderful, how fragile, how tender. Look at its sweet innocence and its wish for happiness completely. Children get hurt so easily. So we handle them in a very gentle way. But just from your heart, just shine the light of knowing and recognition upon the heart of the child. For a lot of us, the inner child has been neglected for such a long time. Just gaze upon the child and let the gaze be the embrace. And then Thich Nhat Hanh says, "Darling, I'm here for you." That is Thich Nhat Hanh's favorite mantra. Darling, I'm here for you. I see you. I feel you. I hear you. You can feel your historic perspective to what it felt like back then. Just let the feeling of what it feels like to be you right now merge with the feeling what it felt like back then. Whatever it is, even if it's a playful creativity, And listen deeply into your inner innocence, your inner child, if you wish. And we ask the child, what makes you happy? What makes you sad? What makes you feel loved? What are you afraid of? What do you wish for? I'm here for you. When you come calling, I will be here in my ever presence. The ever boundless embrace of parent awareness, the boundless awareness and the child awareness co-arising innocence, playfulness, and boundless beingness in its original state. Let's take a breath together. Now embrace the child. Just bring it into your arms and just flow back and forth freely as feeling like the child in the embrace and being the embracer. Just maybe light shining, colorful, and or wide. Your creativity from your boundless creative heart. Just being held in your original playfulness, innocence, purity, back into the purity of being, no boundary there. Just shine from your heart into the heart of the child, back and forth, clear white light, one heart beating, mutual heart. And within the embrace, I love you, I see you, I love you the way you are. I will hold you, protect you. Feeling sad, scared, and worried is completely understandable. It is okay to say no. You are so kind and creative, and you make me happy. Let's take a breath together. Just rest. Just visualize light shining from your heart. the whole narrative of your whole life appearing in its innocent wish for goodness for all at the heart of this loving experiment. And now from this first fragile reunion of sweet love, turn the light out and shine the light out. As always, we don't keep our loving realizations to ourselves. Take a breath. Not just shining light as light, but also the light of knowing, of the cognitive capacity with its undividable wisdom and compassion. Now allowing that light to have in that light appear your parents as children. Matter if you know them or not know them, whatever your relationship is, just let them stand there. Doesn't have to be exact, just an avatar. And realizing they too were children that didn't receive all the love they needed. Our disappointment and anger or misunderstandings or whatever negative emotions sometimes arrive around them dissolves. Shine the light of compassion upon them. Be free, don't be worried. Again, pure motivation does not exist. The intent is pure though. And then slowly open up, realizing this interconnected sea of beings. And you just be creative, seeing all beings that you know and unknown, and let them appear in their innocence, in the light of your loving being. Just be surrounded in this sea of children. May all beings come to know the beautiful, radiant child within and free them from the narrative of incompleteness. Let's take a breath together. And let all visualizations fade, but hold on to the loving perspective. Just being aware of being aware, brightly, lovingly. Thanking yourself for the courage of this experiment. Remembering anything learned and stabilizing that for if we want to use that for our meditation in the future, for our healing work. In the absolute, nothing matters. in the relative, everything matters. And nothing matters more than the innocence of a child's heart. So here we are, together. And now be the child and the balanced teacher, parent for all beings simultaneously. Now I'm promising to see the innocent child in all those around us. We don't have to be with them all, but we love them all. Now maybe open your eyes. Come out of any meditative posture, but don't let go of the continuity of the presence of awareness. We look around a little, getting used to this co-arising of a life happening while the knowing of awareness saturates our every move and experience and expression. And from there, on behalf of all beings, thank you so much for your beautiful practice. Dedicate the merits and in gratitude for a long tradition. Through this virtue, may we swiftly realize and fully embody the natural great perfection, and thereby bring all without exception to its complete realization. May the pure, brilliant sun of innocent bodhicitta dawn in each and every childlike heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened and playful again. May all beings everywhere with whom we're inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may all be awakened, liberated, healed, playful, fulfilled, innocent, and free. May there be peace in this world and throughout all realms of existence. An end to war, violence, poverty, injustice, and oppression. And may we all together complete the spiritual journey. One family, childlike, all the way home. Love you very much.